when it's just you, well, times can be tough. When there's no one there to catch your fall, 3 foot tall.
What's up, YouTube? Back at you again with another video. I know it's been a long time, but I'm back. Let's just leave it at that. Anyway, so I was doing some searching on the internet the other day, and I always wonder like a lot of things dealing with money from an expert's perspective or point of view. So I googled how much money should I have saved by the end of my 20s, or in my 20s, and the answer was pretty much on par with what I think that you should save. So for the last 2 or 3 years, I've been implementing this formula or this theory, I guess. And I mean, it's, first of all, let me get one thing straight. Money is relative to the person. A lot of people don't believe in saving money. A lot of people believe in saving money. A lot of people believe in retirement. A lot of people believe in working till they die. So that's one thing. And then another thing is, it's all based on location. So I mean, the person that lives in California or New York, their money situation and how much they save will be different from a person that lives in down south like me, like in Mississippi or New Orleans or Alabama or even Florida or something like that. So I went to CNBC, and I googled it, and CNBC was the first link that popped up. I went there, and the number was pretty much on par. It was in your 20s, you should try to save 25% of your take-home pay, and the goal is to have one time your annual salary by the end of your 20s. So let's say you make 100,000. By 30, you should have 100,000 saved up, and then every 5 years you should plan on doubling it. Now I know a lot of people might say $100,000 in your 20s is unrealistic. So let's say 20,000 or 30,000. So let's say you're fresh out of, this is how it usually goes with most people. This is a realistic number. So you graduate high school 18. You usually get done with college by 22, 23. So those first 2 or 3 years, you're getting your foot in the door, and you're pretty much what's the word I'm looking for? You're pretty much filling out, whether you like your career, whether you like your job, or how fast you're projected to progress and get raises and stuff. So I would say by 25 or 26, if you're in your career, you should be on the right foot to be getting raises and bonuses and stuff. So the way I look at it is, by 25, however much money you're making at 25, you should have that amount of money saved by the time you're 30. So if you graduate college and you start off and you're making $30,000, by the time you're 30, you should have $30,000 saved up. And then the goal is every 5 years you should increase that by 1. So by 35, you should have 60,000 saved up. By 40, you should have 90,000 saved up. But keep in mind that as your salary goes up, or your hourly wage goes up, you should increase your savings. So don't just say, oh well, I was making 30,000 back then, and now I'm making 40,000, but I'm only gonna still save 30,000. You're cheating yourself at the end of the day. So I would always say, look at it that way. And what messes a lot of people up is the fact that they say, oh well man, you don't know how hard it is to save $30,000 in 5 years. But you're looking at it from a big point of view or a big perspective. What you should do is you take that number and you break it down, and you go, okay, well, how much money do I need to save 30,000 by 5 years? And I'll do you one even better. This is just on the fly. So open up the calculator, and I say, okay, well, it's 12 months in a year. So 12 times 5, that's 60 months, right? 60 months. And then we say $30,000. So $30,000 divided by 60. you need to save $500 every month to make $30,000. And I guess you're saying, oh man, it's $500. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. But you got to keep in mind, you're making this much money in 5 years, 150,000 in 5 years. So man, I think a lot of people just like making excuses. Um, money and saving money is pretty much training. It's training yourself to save money. It's just like going to the gym. You go to the gym and you train to build muscle. Well, saving money is the same way. You have to train yourself to do it, and it's hard. Just like with anything that's easy, everybody would do it, right? So it's hard to do, but at the same time, it's worth it. And I've been doing it for like the past 3 or 4 years now. Saving money, trying to hit goals, and I don't even look at my peers around me when it comes to investing in savings. I'm usually looking at like my boss or my CEO or the people that I know that are making 100, 200,000 every 6 months or every year. I'm looking at those people and I'm trying to see, how are they saving money and what investments are they doing. But the easiest thing for anyone to do to start building wealth is to start putting back money now in your 20s. So later on, when you're 60 and you're ready for retirement, it'll be smooth sailing versus trying to put that money back when you're like 50 and hoping that you have enough to retire, because you won't. It's just rule of the game. Unless you turn 50 and you end up making like $400,000 a year, then you can back pay all that money into your savings account or whatever. So CNBC also says that that money that you have saved can also be money toward your 401k. I don't look at it that way. I'm not a big fan of 401ks. Now, if you have a 401k that matches you, I always suggest put the minimum amount in that 401k up to the match. But I mean, you have to look at like stock market crashes and crashes in 2008 and crashes before then. And you got to think like you're putting your money into these companies while they invested and tell you, well, you keep your money with us and we're going to double your money. But at the same time, company goes bankrupt or the market crashes or anything happens, that money is just gone. I mean, you can go back and research back when the stock market crashed. There was people that had hundreds of thousands of dollars in their 401k, and it was like that. It was gone. So I always say be mindful of investing and putting your money in 401ks. I wouldn't say put your money in just a regular bank account, because I know that the interest is garbage. But that's another story, and I have a way around that as well. But yeah, just be mindful of maxing out your 401k and not leaving that much money in your savings account, because at the end of the day, when you need that money, you can always go pull from your savings. But that money from your 401k you're trying to get out, you're probably going to end up paying a penalty. So if you're making 30,000, you need to save $500 every month. 5 years, that'll put you at 30,000 by the time you're 30. And then by the time you're 35, still 500, that'll put you at 60. And then 40 put you at 90, 45 put you at 120, and so on and so on. I mean, it's not that much money, but I don't expect you to be making 30,000 for the rest of your life. 30,000 is just a base number. It's nobody's actual money that they're making. But yeah, that's pretty much it, man. I just wanted to make a quick video because I always wonder, like, how much money should I have saved by the time I'm 30, and am I on the right track? And one time your salary is definitely a good number to gauge at, because if you have a pretty big, nice chunk salary, and you're able to save that, and that'll be definitely good savings to start in your 30s. Have on you, because I know a lot of people, they might see that amount and they might get distraught and be like, man, I can't save that much money. But it's easy, man. Once you start doing it, or you can do an automatic draft or withdrawal to another account that you don't even see come out your account. Um, I know a lot of people have problems with, you know, getting money out and then trying to put it up for savings. And if you're one of those type of people, try to have your bank or whatever, like, take the money and put it in an account that you can't touch, maybe a CD or IRA. But me, I'm the type of person, I like going to the bank. I like getting that money out. I like moving it to other accounts. And I'm making a video soon talking about why I have 10 bank accounts. Um, Nothing to do with drug dealing, so don't want people to get, crazy and say stuff like that. But yeah, I just want people to start looking at that, and don't think, oh well, I'm in my 20s, I'll have time later when I'm 30 and 40 and I'm married and me and my husband will ball out and we'll save $4,000 or $5,000 a month. Do it yourself, and do it now while you're young, in your 20s, and you have a head start. Because the older you get and the more baggage you start to carry with a mortgage and kids and, cars and car notes and property taxes and insurance and all that, it just adds up, and it gets harder and harder to roll that ball up the hill. But if you start now while you're young, you'll be able to put back more money. And then when you get older, your mindset will already be so adjusted to saving that it'll be easy. Now I'm not saying save, all your money and then just die. It's good to have leisure time and free time and be able to do things, but you also have to be mindful and responsible that in your 20s you're considered grown, so you got to start acting grown and saving money. But that's it, man. Increments of 5. Save your first salary, or if you don't know how much your salary is, look on your W-2. All right, peace.